as an Arsenal fan,
yes,
when you look at Villa and what Unai Emery is doing with it,
yes,
do you sometimes wish you guys should have just given money for a Spanish translator for you guys to stay with him? You probably would have won a lot more than you have currently under Arteta.
Welcome back to another episode of the Wildcard. My name is Venant, and today I'm joined by...
I know you missed me. Just say it. Nicolette.
Sorry, we missed you. Ortice?
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I heard rumors that you have been scouted by Kenya police.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe it's the way you have shaved.
Can I be honest with you? I lost a bet. Ilikuwa hiyo Mashemeji Derby. Basically, if Gor was to lose or to draw, I was to shave everything. So yeah, I lost, and yeah, I have to live to it. You have to live up to your word.
Okay.
But anyway, we're gonna start with this week with a question of the week, and actually that we're talking about KPL. Mm-hmm. Which team has lost the fewest games in the Premier League? Which team has lost the fewest games in the Premier League?
That's an interesting one.
And it's not the obvious one that you think, but let's look forward to see who's going to get it right. Anyway, speaking of KPL, Mashemeji Derby last weekend. Ortice, you're telling me you couldn't get access to the stadium. You were held up somewhere, so you had to watch it at home.
Yeah, I had to watch the game from home. I think Kenyans have a habit of creating a FOMO. So I feel like I missed the game of Rambe. I also missed the Mashemeji Derby.
Yes.
So there was a FOMO that you're feeling like, yo, I need to be there.
Out.
Yeah, you missed out.
Missed out, yeah.
Because I'm so happy the fans are back, and I think it's a high time now the FKF board, the police, everyone who is involved with the authorities and stuff to make sure that the environment are safe. Because now we are seeing ladies in the games,
Yes.
children as well.
Yeah.
So that's a big plus to me because I feel like we can now capitalize on even gate sales. Because based on the statistic that I saw, the Arambe game garnered like 7 million.
7 million, yeah.
That's some good money.
That's a good money. Unajuanga, when you look at even the history of the Mashemeji Derby, whenever the stadium is usually full, in my head I usually know it's 5 million plus. It's usually high numbers. And especially because it's a thing that we do. If it's AFC, to attend, we beat them so that we say that Atwezi Semati, we didn't show up for your game. And then when it's our turn on the other end, they show up. It's just a mutual affection that we have. Did you watch the game?
Not really, I didn't manage. I was in holiday mode. For me personally. Yeah, but I did see snippets. At least I had my friends were there.
Okay.
Girls. So yeah, like he was saying, security, as long as it's there, the fans will be there. That thing is, because based off the Mashemeji Derby, I think there was still that heat of the Harambee Stars game. I think, honestly, if they can make sure, if the FKF board can make sure that security will always be the same, not just because it was Harambee Stars or Mashemeji Derby.
True.
For all, whatever clubs that are going to play there, I think we'll continue attracting.
True.
Especially new fans.
Yeah, we need...
You know, Venant were talking about that. We need new fans
Yes.
as well, to help the sport grow.
So, because inafeel ni kama kuna kauoga fulani ya kufika study. There's that
There's a
people are
stereotype.
scared.
There's a stereotype around it,
And as somebody who's gone to watch these games for more than 15 years now, I can say that it has dwindled down. It used to be Kitambo, like you couldn't even finish a game because maybe a ref made a decision against one of the teams, and then it led to fans invading the pitch. But that has simmered down. Nowadays, we don't even hear of such. And when you look at even the Kenyan versus Gabon game, the study ilikuwa imejaa. Na hii weekend, it was nice. Study pia ilikuwa imejaa. I thought that because now it's a local game. Now people, study ilikuwa imejaa. It was fun. Yeah. It was nice. The game is at 4 p.m. 2:30, it was full.
Yeah. I saw those videos online,
to 30 it was full.
And what was happening before that? Was there kind of entertainment or something? Or just people were just chanting? And
You know, as Gor fans, you have to go to
You bring the
Pale
entertainment.
Town Kwanza. We have to pray Pale, and then tukujapo in just study. We have to, you know, it's like a warm-up.
Yeah.
There's that meeting, people saying hi and stuff. Hey, police niaje, I'm saying hi to you now, even though we're going to fight later. Like, there's all those things. And it creates that football environment. Like, I don't remember the last time outside the Gabon game, Nyayo Stadium was that alive. And I'm very impressed and I'm very proud of the fans that showed up. Yes, for once tulijaza stadium.
Yeah, it was a
and
good
it was nice. The fans showed up. But it has its challenges though. Even before we talk about the game, things like network ni blanda huko.
Yeah.
So the M-Pesas, the calling, the texting, it can be a bit challenging. So of course, have some cash on you in case of anything.
Yeah.
I think this information should be shared to the fans earlier.
Yeah.
So just know that there'll be a network issue
Yeah.
coming early. But I think also, we're talking about the side shows, there's some security concerns because people are being tear gassed at the gate. I think for me personally, maybe the security guys, they're not used to that large numbers.
Yes.
They're not trained for crowd control.
Exactly,
I think that's the
exactly.
problem we
Yeah.
have here. You're very quick to tear gas and you'll aggravate people when you do.
Yeah, so there's that panic. It's so fortunate that we didn't have a stampede
Yeah.
because it will have gone south. Because there's a pal of mine who got shot with the canister direct from the stomach.
Ouch.
He was like, why did I even go to watch this game? And it's the first time.
Yeah.
First time.
Now you see those are the things that pull people
Yeah.
back.
Well, okay. Okay, now I'm seeing the other side of it. Because me, I'll go regardless. You know me, my man. I'll go regardless, and just if it's that bad, then I won't enter. What normally happens is, as you've said, you have a multitude of people who want to enter, let's say, gate number 2 at the same time. And the people who are to monitor those gates are few. So sometimes the force is too much from the fans that they have to like
Be
disperse people.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of tear gas. I've never been a fan of tear gas. So I wish there could be another way to control the crowd prior to the game, because you're coming with good intentions. Isi mandamano, we're coming with good intentions. So,
But maybe the police are used to mandamano, so when they see crowds, they're like, hey.
Their reaction is always aggressive.
True.
yeah, and it was nice because we got to see the fans and stuff. Ilikuwa poa, game ilisha 0-0. Unfortunately for us, that means the top spot that you're looking for, now the game is open. Kenya Police can get it.
Yeah.
Tusker can get it. You know, Kwanza Ojok scored for them. He came in as a substitute. So it shows you the lengths to which Tusker are really into winning this KPL. Yes, and you being a K-Sharks fan, how are you feeling
I
about
don't
your
know. I'm
team?
going to transfer soon.
Why?
Why
You
do you
know,
support
remember
K-Sharks?
Because I used to have a lot of friends who played for that team. That's why I used to support K-Sharks. But now K-Sharks, like I say all the time, it's the Kenyan version of Tottenham Hotspurs.
No, not Tottenham.
Why?
Tottenham doesn't know how to play football this season. K-Sharks is always...
K-Sharks, it's
According to the
entertaining.
snippets
K-Sharks,
I've
okay,
seen-
let's say Brighton then.
Yes.
It's a training ground. It's
Or
a training
Nottingham
ground.
Forest or something like that.
And Nottingham Forest have some trophies back in the day before we were born, but they still have them. I don't know, man. Let's wait and see. Like with K-Sharks, I think we just to watch it for the football that they deliver, but not for any hopes of anything
Yeah.
as of yet.
I think K-Shark is one of the teams that you can't hate on them.
You can't because they
can't.
produce really good talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And I hope the thing with K-Sharks, to me, it reminds me of BVB, where they're talents, but you're not sure if next season they'll be there.
they'll be there. Yeah, it's
You know,
a training ground.
Cunha just signed a contract with Wolves, but he's already talking about playing in a Champions League team next season. So it feels like that with K-Sharks, you know. Okay, so back to the game. For those people who did not watch, it ended 0-0. AFC really defended their game. Like walicheza vizuri, they had a few chances to score, which speaks to one of their weaknesses, their finishing.
Also, they went to park the bus.
Yes, but the few chances that they had to score, they could have ended it. I don't know if Ningenda home, if that game ended 0-1 in favor of AFC, because that game was very entertaining. I've talked about our coach being comical on the
Sidelines.
sidelines. I didn't even pay attention up until was it the first water break or something? So when I realized, oh, by the way, we have our Nini over there. So it was that captivating. So for you fans who either you're doubtful or you're just looking for a reason to come, I can tell you can unaweza kuja, because I saw kids from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old to teenagers to grown-ups to, so it's unaweza tu kuja, you know.
Yeah.
And granted, we have another Mashemeji Derby. It's a game in an hand. So
yeah, definitely.
you can show up for that. So Gor Mahia failed to win this weekend, but you stand a chance to win 409 million in this week's Sport Pesa mega jackpot. All you have to do is just send 99 to 955 100. That is 955 100. You place your bet pale kwa mega jackpot and you stand a chance to win. Speaking of winning, the FA Cup is finally here, bro. The last 4. Were you guys were you guys disappointed that your favorite team went home this weekend, or are you looking forward to? Because you know it's not just the usual Arsenal, Manchester United. Now we have Crystal Palace. You know, so how are you guys feeling about the FA Cup right now?
Me, to be honest, I'm happy. I know big teams is running because you have seen how Newcastle celebrated their Carabao Cup.
Yes.
The magnitude of fans that came in for the parade, I don't think Man City can pull such a thing.
Man City can't pull anything.
Yeah. It's only like 3 or 4 teams that can manage to do such a parade. And also, it's the starvation from Newcastle, 70 years without any major cup. So I'm happy they won the cup, even if they beat us in the final.
Yes.
So I'm happy I didn't get that Kawaru or something.
Yeah,
I was just like, yeah, good. At least it went to people who deserve
A deserving team, yeah.
Because sasa kama sai we have Nottingham Forest and Manchester City for the FA Cup semi-final. How you guys, what do you think? Because you look at Nottingham Forest, who it's a team that people underestimated, and they've been disappointing people, or rather surprising people, both in the Premier League and in the FA Cup. You know, it's becoming this premium team in the league. On the other hand, if there's a shot at success for Man City this season, it's the FA Cup. But this game, Man City are away. Who do you think is going to go to the final?
Me, I'm going to put my cards in for Nottingham Forest, to be honest.
Why?
Because Man City have been playing with a broken leg since the league started. Across all leagues, to be honest. So it's not like, I'm not going to look at the game and say, oh, City are going to win this outright. I feel like Forest have more to prove. And them winning an FA Cup would kind of put them there that we're back, basically. Let's just say we're back. Because Forest is not like it's not a small team, to be honest. Yeah. So I would actually want to see, and I was telling you this before we started, I would actually want to see a Villa Forest final.
Yeah.
Villa Forest.
That's like heritage English football.
Exactly.
I would want to see that as a football fan.
Yeah, based on the history of even the FA Cup, the oldest cup.
Yeah.
And you have these 2 teams that in Champions League, they have Champions League medals. So it's a battle of like an old rivalry. And also, I think it will be beneficial to the players of Nottingham Forest based on the way they've performed this season.
Yeah.
It will be like a reward if they win. It will be like a reward for them because you don't know what next season will happen. Maybe it's just a one-time season for them to shine this season. Next season, they may qualify for the Champions League and then it will overwhelm them.
Yeah.
The same thing that happened to Newcastle.
Yeah.
So for me, if they carry the FA Cup, even if whatever happens next season, bro, these players can... And also, you're not sure they'll be there.
Yeah,
Players
there's also
like
that,
Gibbs.
yeah.
You don't know... You're not sure that they'll be there. So let them just win something for this stellar performance that they've had this season.
So you want us to do Oye in the
It's not Oye. It's not Oye.
Yeah.
I think any football fan who's been watching football like for the longest time would want to see that heritage there. I mean, City, come on, man. We've been calling Guardiola a checkbook manager for the longest time.
Manchester.
Let's just look at proper football, old football, that heritage football, and be done with these youngsters.
Okay, let's talk about it. I think Man City are gonna cruise through versus Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest versus Brighton. They played a whole 120 minutes.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why I slept early on Saturday was because of that game. It put me to sleep.
I think it's because also it's a knockout.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that you will play 90 minutes and you are the winner.
Yeah.
So knockout, for 120 minutes, it's part of the ingredient for a knockout cup competition. Yeah, so them going to the penalties, it's almost like guaranteed.
But I think also if you look at the style of football Brighton play, it's sort of similar to the style of football Nottingham play. In terms of fast pace, you're looking for all. Yeah, so of course they're gonna play more than 90 minutes.
I don't know. I think City. I understand what you guys are saying.
I think, okay, let me make it even worse for you.
Yeah.
I think Nottingham Forest will seal this win against City in the first half.
Without their striker, Chris Wood. You know Chris Wood is out.
I know, without their striker.
Awoni being there, I felt like there were like 10 people on the pitch because he's not what he used to be. He's a bit slow right now. You look at City on the other hand, yes, Haaland is out, but Mamush is over there.
But let me
and
ask
Mamush
you-
is performing.
Yeah,
You look at the
but-
quality of the players at Man City, they are, okay, technically or even on paper, they are better than...
On paper, you will say they are
Nottingham
better than Nottingham
Forest.
Forest.
We
But
look
I
at-
think what English football experience
Yes.
still gives Nottingham Forest an upper hand over them just having
Yeah.
Mamush there. Yeah.
And as I've said, it's a knockout competition. It's for anyone to take.
It's for anyone to take. It's up for grabs.
You can't be sure saying on paper here, on paper there. Because
For
on
ground.
paper, Nottingham is more suited to win the cup more than City compared to the league performance. The way they've been performing all through the season.
And they're sitting underneath Forest even on the Premier League.
True.
Oh, you guys have a point. What do you guys think about Crystal Palace and Aston Villa? You look at Crystal Palace, a team that stand Fulham 0-3. I did not see that coming. And then on the other hand, you have Aston Villa. Okay, granted, it was Preston. It was Preston. That was an easy route. And then now it's Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa.
Okay, I'm going to say two things. One is going to be logical, one is going to be out of bias.
Okay.
I think Crystal Palace is a very unpredictable team to play. With Crystal Palace, it always depends on how they wake up in the morning.
Oh, okay.
But out of bias, I'm of course going to back Villa.
Why?
Isn't it obvious?
Rashford. Rashford Bay.
Shout out to Rashford. Great performance over the weekend.
Yeah.
I think Aston Villa will win this because Unai has really assembled a squad that is going to challenge for most of the things for the rest of the season. They have the Champions League spot. They have the Champions League quarters. They're in semis of this. So I think him being the best knockout cup king,
Yeah, master.
there's one cup I think he'll take, either this one or Champions League.
For me, I look at it this way. You said your final was Aston Villa and Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
For me, it's Aston Villa and Man City. Aston Villa being under Unai Emery as a manager as a manager for Aston Villa is an extra advantage for Aston Villa.
The bench.
And then you look the bench.
They have a very
The
good bench.
Villa have a habit of scoring from the bench.
Yeah.
They have a pattern from last season coming up to this season. And then Crystal Palace now, on the other hand, yes, they are good, but Villa is just a stronger team.
True.
Yes. And as she said, it depends with what mood.
Yeah,
Palace
Villa
wake
wake
up.
up.
Yeah,
in.
because Palace can decide to clap them 4-0 from
Or they can
nowhere.
or Villa can score in the first 10 minutes of the game and it's practically over. That's the only problem with Crystal Palace. They're not consistent.
So I don't know how you guys feel about the other teams, considering they're out of the FA Cup now. Do you feel like certain teams now just need to double down and focus on either the top 4 or top 6 in the Premier League? We have Liverpool. You guys now need to just solidify that win. I don't know. Looking at your fixtures, where do you think you guys might get it?
To be honest, right now I can't be so sure about that because majorly our results will depend on how these other teams, Arsenal, are playing and the rest of the chasing pack. Because we are in a situation whereby right now we are like hot and cold. Also, if you add into the international break, that's like 2 weeks. You don't know what you're going to get from the players coming back. So I'll judge by the first game that we'll play this weekend.
Ni sawa, but for now it's guaranteed you guys are going to win.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
But
Because it's a matter of just winning
that
this
matters.
X amount of games. On the other hand, their fixtures towards the end takes a turn for because Ningumu. I think there's an Arsenal, there's a Chelsea, there's a Bournemouth.
No, I'm just going to talk about. I'm not going to focus about the games. I'll focus on the mood in the dressing room right now. We have these rumors of Trent
leaving. There's also
a
Salah
contract,
rumors.
Yeah, Salah, Van Dijk. They have not sealed their contracts for renewals.
Yeah.
You get. So there are so many uncertainty in the dressing room that can affect the players right now.
But let me ask you, wouldn't your players want to win the Premier League, even the ones who are uncertain, before they even leave?
I definitely do.
Because you guys have only won like one Premier League in the last, ever since the Liverpool comeback, right? Wouldn't you want to win another one and beat Manchester United's record though? As players, like wouldn't that be something to motivate these players even before they leave?
Yeah, if you look at that angle, definitely we are going to win it. And then I'm just
Because
trying to make.
reminded
I'm just going to make. I'm just going to make the league to be interesting right now. We are going to get number 20. That one is sure. The next thing you're going to get number 21 next year or next year, but one.
Not when Arsenal has just gotten
no,
a new
forget
sporting
Arsenal.
but director.
I'm not sure about Arsenal.
You
but-
can't talk about sporting directors.
Really, Arsenal is getting now connections to new players who's
We
going to come and join
even
us.
called
the
back
next
You guys-
our super.
Let me ask you one question off topic.
Yeah.
season. Yeah.
As an Arsenal fan,
Yes.
when you look at Villa and what Unai Emery is doing with it,
Yes.
do you sometimes wish you guys should have just given money for a Spanish translator for you guys to stay with him? You probably would have won a lot more than you have currently under Arteta.
Definitely.
Unai's complaint with Arsenal was they did not give me time. They were not patient with
But
me.
it's true. If you look at his results,
Yes.
you can agree to that.
And there's that aspect of it. Now, if you don't know how to speak, like the way the Bielsa used to do it. He has his translator with him everywhere. Unai could have done that.
But you guys have to pay for that translator.
Either
Ni
way,
ugumu yenu mulikataa kulipa translator.
it's just him. His style of play wasn't matching what. Granted, he was beating Manchester United. Yeah, nice. But
you can't compare the squad that he was having with the current Arteta financial squad that he has had. True. Papped to the team and everything. You can't put Arteta's success and Unai in one sentence.
okay.
Unai went to Sevilla, won like 2 or 3
Yeah.
Yes.
Europa Cups, back to back. And then Aston Villa came for him. Now Aston Villa are playing
Villarreal.
Villarreal, yes. Aston Villa are playing like a prime, like a top 4 team.
Yes.
And also, if you look at the way they treated him, I support her. Unai was given how many seasons? Like 3 or 2. It was 3 seasons. After the 3rd season, it was just. Arteta was given how many seasons?
He's going to.
Before he won the FA Cup.
It was just Arteta won it with the first 3 months or something.
That was whose squad?
And that was the previous manager there.
Exactly. So, even when the team was sinking down, we all thought that Arsenal was going back to championship. What happened? They backed him and they told him, "You are here to stay. Your job is not in any threat or anything. We are with you." And look at the results now. Now imagine that's Unai.
I don't see you guys, unfortunately. If Liverpool win this season, okay, not if, it's
They are
painful to say, but they'll win this season, yeah? Next
When?
season,
It's a matter of when. We're waiting for that clap from Arsenal's the guard of honor.
so when
Oh, that's when you guys were
And
playing.
we're winning that game by then. By then we'll have won the game. We'll come in high a little bit, and then we'll just get the guard of honor. Go there. Will club us. He'll give us even 5-0, but it will mean nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you're saying something.
I think when I look at it and I say next season are Arsenal going to come in and do anything different, I don't see with Arteta. I don't see you doing anything different. Unfortunately, I think it'll just be the same. So other teams which include Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, need to come back in the next season with the fact that they need to compete enough to bring in top tier football.
They will.
And
I think Arsenal is like that chick that you're always hitting on and she kind of leads you on just to keep you around, but there's never going to be anything going forward. I think that's the relationship Arsenal and Arteta have.
She friend-zoned you.
She
from
friend-zoned
way
you, but
back.
you're still there in denial about
Giving,
it.
sharing you some
Sending
breadcrumbs.
roses and everything.
yeah, you're also forgetting one thing.
But
She's still beautiful.
it's okay. continue looking at her.
You can spoil her all you want.
You want?
Send her flowers. But eventually, the owner will come.
Exactly.
Speaking of beautiful, we have very beautiful fixtures midweek, and you guys cannot afford to miss this one. Merseyside Derby, Liverpool versus Everton. Otis, come on.
We are revenging. We're revenging on that game because the last time we were at Everton, they really outclassed us in terms of the fans. The players were even abusing the fans. Like it was a proper derby.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that missed in the Gor Mahia versus AFC derby. It didn't have the ingredients. And as much as there are fans, there need to be ingredients from the players. There need to be those cards flowing in, those hashtags.
Violence.
Hey, like it's a derby.
It's a derby.
You're fighting for something.
You're fighting for your club.
Yeah, you're fighting for something.
What Spanish team do you support?
Barcelona.
Hey, nice.
You can't say that you don't support either of the Madrids. They're the
treble
ones who are
contenders.
dramatic.
Treble contenders. Yeah, you're talking about the oomph for the derby, players playing for the club and all that.
Yeah,
and
so this is a city rivalry. So in terms of who gets home with the bragging rights, you get the last time Everton beat us last season.
yes.
So this season, the first leg, we drew. And
Anfield.
it felt like a loss. It was not at Anfield.
No, this one
It
is
was-
at Anfield.
Yeah, so this one, we are playing at Anfield. So I feel like it's an opportunity to stamp the authority and tell them, like, yo, you had your own moment of some fame and stuff. You have a new stadium to focus on. Focus on next season. But again, focus on Arsenal on Saturday because we need those points
Yes.
from Arsenal.
and I do agree. The challenge, with Everton right now, it's anything to they get those points to survive relegation. We are talking about a stadium that's under construction that the fans will now get a chance to experience it next season. You don't have to do that with
Then
the
get
championship.
relegated, yeah.
Yeah. But I think they're safe right now.
And you, on the other hand, I'm trying to think of motivating reasons for you guys to perform exceptionally like the way you've done. Maybe I don't know if Salah is to continue to chase for the individual awards.
I think this one will just be down on bragging rights. They cheated on us when we were at Goodison Park.
Okay.
So if they draw against us this weekend, I'd say that they've won the derby rights this season.
This season, yeah.
Yeah. Because the last game, they won, they scored, they equalized the last minute. And then you saw the energy that was in the pitch. Everyone was, even me, I was pissed.
Hey,
And I'm not
Everton fan.
I'm not a citizen of England, sorry to say, but you get. You feel like if these people, they are that emotional and fighting for everything. Even Curtis Jones came in and started fighting with Drakore.
Yeah.
Get?
Yeah.
So those are the ingredients of a derby. I don't care about who plays well or does what. It's just the ingredients of you've paid for the derby. You've gone. It's the one fixture that everyone looks at. If you are a Liverpool guy or an Everton guy, when are we playing these guys?
Speaking of derbies, Nicolette, Chelsea versus Tottenham.
The derby of Snooze Fest.
Yeah. Yes, the derby of Snooze Fest. It will be 10 p.m. on Thursday.
Why? I hope they
Come
give
on.
us something.
It's a good way to
entertaining.
welcome the weekend.
You know, the only problem with Chelsea and derbies and playing big teams is more often than not, it tends to be a draw.
So you're predicting a draw with this fixture?
I'm hoping they can be slightly more entertaining.
From both teams or from Chelsea?
From both teams. Like,
Okay.
I would want to see something unexpected, like Spurs beating Chelsea at home.
I think Spurs will beat Chelsea.
Like 3-0 and something like that. Like, I'd want to see something that unexpected. But Chelsea also are blowing hot and cold. Kenyan,
I think it's
Jackson
the
also
small-
injuries,
small
small
mentality.
injuries, yeah. So I don't know.
Spurs are still in Europa.
Yeah.
They're among the favorites to win. So with me, they're among the favorites to win.
Not the team that's unbeaten.
What, Manchester United? And Manchester United. So Spurs and Manchester United are among the favorites to win the Europa League. Are you now happy?
No, we are talking about Spurs and Chelsea. Kind of.
Yeah, so let's go back to Spurs and Chelsea. So Spurs, you don't know what to expect from them. And for me, it's not really even about the manage. It's about the quality of the players in the pitch. Because
individual brilliance.
Yeah, so wakiamua kucheza will see a 0-4 versus Man City. On the other hand, if they decide to play the way they have been, it's another 3-0 to Chelsea. So these game Spurs are yet to show us what they are to do, especially in these big games. We've beaten them from time to time in versus Arsenal. So I don't know with Chelsea how it will be like. On the other hand, Chelsea right now aren't the Premier League contenders that they once used to be. And form deep to hear stories of Sancho is
being Sancho?
Yeah.
I think the moment the coach said we are not going for the league.
He broke the morale of the players.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then now they have the injuries to key players as well, kind of.
So the players are like, hey, even if this coach doesn't feel like we can do this thing right now, why? And we are ready for it. So there's that shift of energy that normally comes, and then the performance just dips. So I think that's the thing that has really troubled Chelsea this season. I don't see them beating Spurs, to be honest.
So this game ends in favor to Spurs?
Spurs or a draw.
Yeah, I'm going to lean for a draw.
Spurs or a draw.
Let me go with Chelsea this time. It's Chelsea at home. Spurs concede
Stamford
goals.
Bridge is always falling down.
Spurs concede goals. That's the thing now. Spurs, they do concede. You know, yes, Spurs
But
will
they
play. Madison,
But they score.
Kulusevski, they will do all those things. But on the defense, you can score 3 goals and concede 7. They've conceded 7 before.
It's okay. The
But you can
defense
go for a 2-2 draw.
defense works. How has it helped Arsenal with being a defensive-minded team?
No, I don't think Arsenal are defensive. I think they just don't have a striker.
Yes.
That's a lame excuse.
So
City
they
has not
appear
had
defensive.
a striker for like the longest, and they are winning before they got Haaland.
But City and Arsenal is different.
Yeah, City is more hungry for, glory and stuff. Arsenal is just there.
Yes.
Also, these ones are just
Wako too.
friend zone.
Pacemakers.
Wait, she's still beautiful. Right? I said it.
So you're the kind of guys who normally switch on the heater for the shower and then waiting like it's like 10 or 20 minutes, the water will be warm. Just when you want to go to the bathroom,
That's what it's called.
the owner.
Speaking of derbies, the biggest derby in the Premier League is this weekend, Manchester City versus Manchester United. This is one of those fixtures where Itambui form. Manchester United can go and win. They've done that last time. They won the FA Cup at the expense of Man City. But this time, the stakes are different. City need points. Manchester United need points. Bruno has been performing very well, contender for player of the match. On the other hand, City are still showing us that they can still get something over here. I don't know how you guys think about the fixture this weekend. Who are your favorites? Ortice.
I think
as a
Ortiz
Liverpool fan.
As a neutral.
Yeah.
May start, yeah? For this one, I feel like Man United will win or draw. You know why?
Yeah.
Amorim has a way of getting results from these top
Big teams, yeah.
He has a very good record. If you look at fixtures as it played against City, Liverpool,
Arsenal,
Chelsea, you get. So I think for this one and at home, Man U will win or draw. I'll go for a draw, but I feel like Man United will just nick in a goal at the end of it and win it. I'm not convinced with City this season. I'm not going to be on
At
that
all,
side at all.
You don't feel like they are one of those fixtures where City can easily get a comfortable 3-0?
No. It's a derby, bro.
Yeah.
It's a derby.
Yeah.
United know how to turn up for derbies and big games.
And we have fans, eh?
Fans
just reminding you.
Fans do not
They make
play
a
the
difference.
game.
They make a difference when 5 of you are showing up to a place where there are 200 people. When
Yeah,
5
for
of
sure.
you. Yeah.
I feel like Venant is still on the City side. I don't know why he's supporting City. And then
Because
City,
you guys are underestimating Manchester City and what they can do.
I don't think we're
Granted,
underestimating. I'm thinking of who really needs this win. who actually really needs this win. And if I look at it, to be honest, Amorim as a coach has faced so much criticism with his system and insisting on playing this system. Fans are beginning to lose faith in him.
Yeah.
Some players, I'm sure at this point, also beginning to lose faith in him because if you play these players in just a normal 4-3-3, you're probably going to get better results than this system that you're insisting on playing. But you have insisted. So Amorim really has something to prove. And when I look at it, him versus Guardiola, he already feels like he's already won everything he needs to win.
I don't feel like Guardiola has
what
any
more can he
motivation.
tell them to motivate them? Nothing.
You don't notice the new players, the Kinamamush and stuff. Those are the ones who are running the team. They are helping now get the wins.
So are you trying to tell me one player? I keep reminding people, if it was up to one player to win everything, Manchester United would be unbeatable with Bruno from the time we signed him.
Okay.
But then unfortunately it's not tennis. Every player's position matters. So Mamush can come in with whatever heat he wants to come in with. Ni sawa. Bado, I don't see it. I'm looking at who's more hungrier, who actually really needs this win. Amorim needs this win to win the fans back, to win the players back, to be able to prove that he can actually do this job. He needs it more.
I think a win for Manchester United will boost their confidence in Europa. And I think Europa is the goal that you guys are looking at this season. I don't think it's where we're going to finish at the league. We're going to use this Premier League to just sharpen us for when we go to
But I don't
Europa.
think this particular fixture is about even our position in the Premier League. I think it's about who owns that city at Manchester United. And Manchester United, given their history and given the level of the club that Amorim has, if he wants the fans to back him, he needs to win this game.
Worst case scenario, draw.
worst case scenario.
And protests had already started of Manchester United, yeah?
They've started removing the
they have been protesting. Like if you check, I think 2 games ago, I think even the Liverpool game,
I saw the colour.
They've been protesting. So in order for him to win the fans over, he needs to win a derby like this. It's so important for him.
Okay. Speaking of winning, you guys need to log in Pale Sport Pesa Facebook page, and in our page Pale we get to see our predictions Pale. For those people, because there are people who ask me, hey, what do you think about these games this weekend and stuff? I tell them, hey, do link here, SportPesa Facebook page, get in, see what I've said. The other features over there that can help you win. Okay, speaking of winning, Manze, what happened in the Hong Kong Sevens?
I think basically there are 3 teams in one pool. Okay. Currently, in the new setup of the Sevens, HSBC Sevens. So we're having like 3 teams. You have to compete to be number 1. If you can't lose one game and expect to go to the main cup quarters, yeah. So that's the challenge that I think these boys are still having right now. They are very young boys and very, very promising. It's only if you look at the results that they are getting, it's like 12-7,
7, yeah,
17, 19. Yeah, you get. So the defense is very good. Attack, it's still wanting, but they'll get there eventually. This is their first time coming back to the HSBC.
Yeah.
So it's a new crop of players. They have like 2 or 3 seasoned players who've played in the previous HSBC before relegation. So Hong Kong was a very, very sad one because we had an opportunity of going to the main cup, but we lost against France.
Yeah.
And also against Spain. We won comfortably against Spain. And I knew that after winning against Spain, we are going to make it to the main cup quarters. But again, the France thing, it didn't work. So if you lose one game, it's done. So it doesn't matter. Unless these other games favor you in terms of maybe the team that they've beaten you, they lose.
Yeah.
So going into this next one, Singapore. They're playing Singapore this weekend. I feel like they might surprise us and they'll proceed to the main cup. I don't feel like I don't see any reason as to why they should not perform in the Singapore fixtures.
And because you mentioned it's a new crop of players, it's a new competition. It's like a team that's promoted to the next league. Looking at these youngings, as a rugby player or as just an enthusiast, do you feel or do you see there's progress in our style of play in the process of us just growing as a team?
Definitely. There's been immense growth with the team because now there's that balance whereby I think the chemistry is not yet there, but they're still trying to combine and do some wonders in the pitch. So once they get that chemistry, trust you me, next season, I'm already starting to focus on next season. We'll be having those top shots.
It's starting to sound like Arsenal.
I'm just being realistic, Netflix FC.
Okay. Nicolette, how do you feel about our team?
I think it needs time to gel and grow together. I think that's the correct thing to say. I'm happy that finally you have, I think what costed the Kenya Sevens was taking too long to phase out the older players. Like there was so much trust in the older players. I think it got to a point where the players themselves were the ones who were
running.
Or like, nimechoka bana. I think that's what probably made us dip. But at least now with the confidence is there to bring in the younger players, and hopefully they'll nurture them and give them time enough. Then we can go back to at least, being ile Kenya yenye tunajua in terms of rugby, because we've been good in rugby.
And we trust the coach.
Yeah, the coaching unit from SNC to the doctors, everyone. I'm confident with them and I'm happy with the way they're handling the team. So if you hear any backlash of, these coaches are doing what not, they need to go, those are people who don't know rugby.
Oh, okay, they don't know ball. Okay. Speaking of ball, FPL is here. We are finalizing this season. We're in game week 31. And by now you already know how you are, where you are in your mini league. So I'm just going to give you guys a couple of tips just to help you guys get that extra edge over your managers in your mini league. If you're not using any chip by now, you can activate the assistant manager chip. It can help you. On the other hand, there's a double game week coming up. Newcastle and Crystal Palace. I've talked about that before. And also, as a result of the FA Cup, there will be a blank game week 34. So for those people who still have their chips, plan accordingly. Yeah, but when you look at this fixture, we've talked about the Merseyside Derby, Liverpool versus Everton. But now it's Everton versus Arsenal over there right now. Of course, being the early kickoff, and Arsenal do have a bad history of the early kickoffs, I'm going to give you guys a chance to talk about Everton players that eventually will score against Arsenal. Because it's in your faces. You guys want Arsenal to concede, so you might as well just say it. Everton, you have Bet over there, Lindstrom. Do you think they're going to keep a clean sheet? Because Pickford Pierce, a goalkeeper, is good. Their defense over there, Mikolenko attacks the crosses and stuff. Yeah,
I'm not so sure about the clean sheet because Everton is also conceding. And as much as they're winning and everything, they are conceding a lot. So I don't think they'll get a clean sheet. But probably maybe Beto or the Corey can score. But it will be a very, very tricky fixture. Very tricky fixture.
Nicolette? Nah, Arsenal win. Just say it true. This is the only time Arsenal will win.
I don't even see it as a tricky fixture.
Why? Why?
I feel like, for me right now, towards the end of the Premier League, I always look at which team has more to lose, which team is hungry enough to stay. I think when it comes to a team like Everton, Arsenal facing a team like Everton, they always go in with the mentality that they're the bigger team. And Everton, on the other hand, need to make sure they finish this Premier League on a high.
I feel they're pumped.
Yeah, they need
the mood
to.
Is right.
So for me, I don't feel like it's a tricky fixture. I feel like it's just a matter. I feel like it's going to drag on, but I feel like Everton will win the game. I think it's a slip-up of Everton winning.
The reason why I bring this particular fixture up, it's because Saka is back.
I know.
Yes. And
but I don't think you guys are going to play him in Everton.
Arteta,
I think you're going to save him for...
Yeah, or maybe bring him in the second half.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to risk it.
Yeah. If you do it, trust me, in the next 2 weeks, he'll be out again.
Because I look at Arsenal's fixtures right now. So it's Everton away, Real Madrid home, Brentford home, Real Madrid away, Ipswich Town away. I see Saka playing all those games. And
if
Arteta...
If Arteta does that,
yes,
you most likely need to fire him at the end of the season.
Why not?
Because
They'll be giving us a parade.
Yeah, because as a manager, if I was a manager of that club, I'm saving all my good players. I'm not playing my good players against Ipswich, and I have a chance of beating Real Madrid and winning something important.
True,
I wouldn't.
True.
So if he plays Saka against Everton, and then Saka pulls a muscle because he's not 100% yet against Real Madrid, he's not playing Real Madrid on the comeback. He's not playing Ipswich. So that's not a good managerial move.
Yeah, because I don't think you need Saka in the league right now. The league is gone, bro. Yeah, focus.
What are you
on
fighting for?
What are you fighting for?
No, but you can,
Position 2.
No,
You've
it's not.
done it even without him.
Okay, at this point, it's not about winning the league. It's
It's winning hearts.
no, it's not winning. Wow. Okay, so
Sharing breadcrumbs.
so we move on to Brentford and Chelsea. This is a Chelsea, a team that would have played Spurs, and now it's Brentford, and it's Brentford it's Brentford who are playing at home. Pale have Wissa, we have Mbeum over there, but somebody who I want you guys to consider is a guy called Damsgaard. Yeah, he's cheaper, is a differential over there. And then we move on to, you guys are playing Fulham away. Yeah, do you have any favorites over there? Pale Liverpool, of course, other than Salah.
Van Dijk, McAllister, and Gakpo.
I think I'd still have Jimenez with the cheekbones because I feel like he can pull one back
Raul Jimenez.
with the cheekbones.
Because now with Jimenez scoring, it means somebody from the midfield like Iwobi would have done something.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Robinson is back, the left back, the number 33. That's somebody who else who gets attacking returns.
he'll be back,
Fulham. Yeah. Tottenham play Southampton. Now this is the only time that I'll talk about Tottenham because this is a fixture that they're supposed to just win. It's Tottenham at home versus Southampton. I expect a clean sheet from this fixture.
It's
Somebody
not that
like
easy.
Pedro Porro over. I don't know if Van de Ven is back.
Remember, it's 9 games to go.
Yeah.
So it's not yet that mathematically over for
But
Southampton.
Southampton haven't
Is it?
I don't feel
They haven't shown us.
they're not fighting
Yeah,
to
they haven't
stay in
shown
the
us.
league.
Like the only time they played, for me, the only time they played very well, it's versus Liverpool, and because it's Liverpool, you have to just play well. Otherwise, a 7-0 might occur. You know, Manchester United versus Manchester City. Come on, who do you think is gonna win it versus Manchester City, Nicolette?
I'm gonna go with my team, purely on bias.
Okay.
Not only on bias, I feel like Amorim really needs this win, and I feel like the players who like him they're going to help him succeed.
So, who do you think from the United camp will give us points?
I mean, up until this point, if you don't have Bruno in your team, just
get
start
him.
watching netball. And I think aside from Bruno, I don't know. I sort of feel like let me just be extremely biased and say whenever you put the two Vikings against each other, Højlund always performs better than Haaland. So it's whichever wrestler you want.
Whichever wrestler you want. Okay, me on my side, I know with Manchester United, clean sheets are not guaranteed. So it's good you get a player like Bruno, who's the captain, and the captain is guaranteed game time. I can't speak about Zagzi because you don't know if he's going to come in as a sub. I don't know if it's healthy and stuff. You know, City for me, it's Marmoush. Marmoush for me stands out. And with Haaland being injured,
Not even Savino.
Marmoush, because one, guaranteed game time. Haaland is out. So who plays in that position? It's only Marmoush. And Marmoush scored the winning goal. So he has form on his side.
Why does Haaland always miss these big games?
I don't know.
He reminds me of another player also from another team
Which one?
who doesn't show up for big games.
Big games. Who? Cole Palmer.
Them as the team that doesn't show up for big
Hey,
games.
Papa still plays football. I even forgot about him. That he became a TikToker.
Wow.
Performing with vibes.
Okay. And then lastly for FPL, double down on Newcastle assets. And Crystal Palace assets. So Kina Isak, Gordon, Jacob Murphy, Dan Ban, who's getting hype right now, and Upanda Crystal Palace. Like I said, Ismail Yassar, Ize. I don't know if Machete will be back in terms of back to playing 90 minutes, you can also look at him. Muno's over there. Yeah, so as you plan for your double game week, that is. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I wish you guys all the best. And now I wish you guys all the best for trivia because you're about to compete. And we're going to see who's who as far as being smart is concerned.
I'm not allowed to answer.
Why not? You've seen the answers. You've talked to your producer.
I know the answers.
Oh, you know the answers, yeah?
You know the answers.
Okay.
So if I don't answer, it's okay.
So nipate mwake.
Oh, you know. I see what you did there. Anyway.
Come on. Let's
Anyway.
go.
The buzzers are working.
Yeah.
You see, Venant gave us matching buzzers according to our jazz.
This week's trivia comes from the Kenya Premier League since as a Kenya Premier League. As an appreciation to fans coming back to football and to enjoy football. Question 1. Who is the all-time goal scorer for Kenyan Premier League? Otis.
Oliech, Dennis.
Wrong.
Hey.
Who's the all-time?
Maurice Ochieng. Next.
So I got it, Ochieng.
Next. Wapakaji is the nickname for which Kenyan Premier League team?
Wapa?
Wapakaji.
Bandari.
Wrong.
Hey.
Ooh, I'm blank.
Both of you are just here for vibes.
Okay.
It's Kariobangi Sharks. You ought to know that.
Yeah.
No wonder you're looking at me like, if you don't get this right.
Okay.
Which Gor Mahia defender signed for Sogndal FC? Venant.
Rooney,
Correct.
as of last week.
Hey.
Yes.
Question
This
4.
squad.
Who was the top scorer in the KPL in the 2015-2016 season and which team did he play for? Otis.
Blackberry, Gor Mahia.
Wrong.
Hey.
2015.
2015-2016.
I'm like, Barry, was it?
Serenkuma.
Wrong. John Makwata Ulinzi.
Hey.
Oh, Makwata. Oh,
Final question. Who was the top scorer in the KPL 2018 season?
2018.
Yes.
Kagere.
Wrong.
2018.
Yes.
Hint, which team? Kindly, which team?
Gor, it was Gor.
From Gor. Tusker.
Eric Kapaito. So Venant is this week's trivia winner.
He's only winner by default.
I've tried.
It was nice. Hey, those questions are challenging.
They're
Those
very.
questions were
Hey,
hard.
it requires somebody to know like the history of KPL.
From-
as,
It's not even history. I don't even remember something that happened 3 days ago. So I can't remember something.
It's juicy. It's juicy. I was just looking at Nani's profile, Dan Serenkuma, and how Gor Mahia haven't replaced a striker ever. Like a proper striker ever since he left. Actually, the closest thing to him is Benson Omala, who's back to the team.
I feel like there's a shortage of strikers in Kenyan League right now. Or
Is
maybe
there really a shortage?
Yeah,
Ama ni faith in bringing in younger players and all?
yeah, that one also.
The faith in bringing in younger players is also another problem.
By the way, just before we finish, the girls under 17, they are going for training.
Yeah.
Right now, there's a tournament in Morocco. Yeah, so we have to cheer our girls. Their girls, they wanacheza vizuri.
Wapi?
It's Morocco, under 17. Number 2, Wanyama is back to Europe. Jersey number 44. He's gone back to Scotland. Let me just quote what he just said in regards to joining this team, because he said he couldn't resist the opportunity. So I don't know if kulikuwa kubaya the other side, or he was just feeling too cold.
I mean, playing in a league where you probably have to defrost your football pitch before you play. I'm sure he's very happy to be back in Scotland, where football is actually a natural sport.
True. The culture of football.
Yeah, because Montreal, come on.
True.
Yes, and lastly, I have to shout out to the FC boss, the manager, who said him as a player, he's never lost to Gor, so why should he lose now?
Now as a coach.
And he said that prior to the game, and he made it happen. So for people I like people who they say things before they happen and then they make it happen, it's a sign that he's smart or probably is on his way to a successful season with the club, hopefully next season. So I have to give credit where it's due. I have to give credit to them also defensively. They played very well. I went to this game knowing we are winning, and for them to turn up, it was nice. So hopefully for them, they now start to score the next games. The fans turn up in numbers. The matatus they hire, it's in multitudes. So it's fair for now the players to give them what they want.
All right.
Yeah. So up until then, my name is Venant.
I'm Nicolette.
I'm Ortice.
See you next week.